the entire time. So, yeah, there we go. Okay, so we've been spending the last few weeks talking about baptism and communion, and you guys have done a great job as far as like covering what is involved in baptism and all the different things there. The only other thing I want to hit on real quick on baptism is just the how and the fact that we immerse in the water and why we do that. It's because the idea is not just a matter of that's what they did back then, even though it is, but it's also a part of the process that we're going through, because we talk about how when we are baptized, we die to ourselves, we're buried in Christ, and we raise a new person. That's all reflected in the act of being put in the water and being brought out of the water. You're dying, you're being buried, and then you're being brought out a new person. Okay? But tonight what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to continue with church leadership. So, go ahead and hit me with what you know about church leadership.
Elders.
Deacons.
Old Jews. Mr. Miyagi.
Older guys. Preachers? Okay.
Or youth minister.
So we'll just say ministers. All right. I heard you. I just chose not to write it down. All right. What else do you guys know about church leadership?
Youth ministers.
Yeah, I got ministers right there.
Teachers.
Okay. Teachers.
Providers. Encouragers.
Okay.
Worshipers.
Let's see here.
Bible.
I'm going to put encouragers right here because that's something that all of yeah.
Members.
Members.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really, you could just put everyone. Anyone can be like church.
Okay.
Church.
You go off on that. Anyone could be a leader.
Do you lead or do you follow?
Okay.
What's it called? Visitors.
Visitors? Okay.
I don't know. I can say people like that.
All right. So let's kind of do like we did last time here, and let's break it down a bit. All right. So what do you know about elders?
They
They're in charge.
They're chosen for a reason. That reason is we're going somewhere with this.
Chosen for a reason.
Pick by the people, for the people, to help people.
All right. That's a line from Gladiator.
Really?
Yeah. It's I think it's Gracchus is confronting Commodus, and he says the Senate speaks for the people, selected by the people, anyways. Moving on.
Nobody knows.
All right. It's a good movie.
That was good. Sorry, I don't watch the part.
Actions.
Huh?
I said actions, but I really don't know.
All right. What else about elders? Let's stay focused on elders right there. Huh?
Holy.
Holy.
They're
Okay.
holy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you serious, Kobe?
Relationship.
They're one step closer to seeing Jesus than we are.
All right. What? Okay. Go ahead.
They're one step closer to seeing Jesus.
No, I'm not right now.
Okay, let's.
All right.
Never mind. It's not me.
They chose to go there.
All right. What else?
I know. They're older. They're not
They're, I wanna
Why?
say contribute to the church.
They what?
They're contribute to the church.
Okay. I'm gonna put that over here as
They're
well.
first one. It's called they're like first. Like
The chosen.
they make decisions.
Okay, make decisions.
Like they're the first.
Make decisions.
Decision makers. Like they're yeah.
Okay,
Like they're first in charge.
yeah.
Why? Okay.
That's all right. Okay. What about deacons?
They're second.
Second in command.
All right. All right. So number 2. All right.
Ministers.
Hmm?
Ministers.
This is 3rd. Okay.
Teachers and people.
Older guys.
Teachers is fourth and members is
Older guys is fifth.
All right. Let's keep on. Let's stay focused on deacons for a little bit.
What are they doing?
there.
They're also chosen, aren't they?
Selected. Yeah.
Elected.
Selected. Yeah.
They're
Chosen ones.
Why
They're
videos
also
all happen?
they're also
I don't think you see me.
Problem solvers.
Yeah.
Here, take some.
yes.
Second in charge, which means
They're not
the man, yeah.
following.
It's on
Like
Okay.
the elders have like a 50-50, they go to the deacons and guard it.
Okay.
We still have deacons? Aren't
Yep.
deacons like next to go to elders?
Okay.
No.
Hang on.
Anybody?
Next.
I think so.
All
Do
right.
you have to be, how about now, you have to be a deacon to be an elder?
This is what we're going to discuss here in a minute. What I want to do first is I just want to get on the board what you guys know or think you know about each of these particular roles, okay? And then we'll kind of break it down from there. Yeah.
We may use different terms, but weren't deacons in the Bible like there to help Jesus, like when he needed them?
Or was that his disciples?
That was his
I'm
disciples.
thinking of disciples.
Okay.
They're a follower, not fan, but disciple. They're important.
Important. Okay.
They are wise. It should be for the elders too.
Okay.
Don't they help control the church's money? Elders are wiser.
Wiser people, so they have the budget management. Exactly.
Okay.
Isn't it part of the deacon's job? No, I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
Like the help, like help out with stuff like that. Maybe do like maintenance, like open the.
I feel like there's
Money. Okay, so help with money, maintenance.
Are they like in charge of like organizations?
Programs. Say what, Holly?
Are they like in charge of organizations? Like whenever we give money to like the food and stuff to the children's homes?
Yeah, sometimes they can be, okay, and so we're gonna lump that under with programs, okay? Yeah,
I know one for the elders. They
Okay.
go visit people.
okay, visits?
Didn't they have to?
duties.
They choose to visit people.
Okay.
Good job, good job.
Okay, let's go over here to ministers,
There's a youth
Okay,
minister.
they teach, let us know what you know.
okay?
For youth minister.
Teach?
Prime
They teach.
minister.
Okay.
They are.
Let's do one person at a time. Alright,
Helpful.
helpful,
Smart.
okay.
Like, they teach.
Ball.
Ball.
Like a broader scale.
No.
Silly monkey.
What, okay, hold on, broader scale, what do you mean?
Like preachers, they teach to the congregation,
Uh-huh,
and then teachers preach to certain like. age.
okay, okay, so
And
we'll say
white men.
congregation, and then we'll write over here real quick, classes.
other way around.
And the ministers can still teach classes, obviously, but teachers typically focus on classes, or if they do teach to the congregation, it's usually just like a one-off type deal. Usually, we'll do Weston
Ministers travel.
travel.
Like they take us on trips.
Oh, okay, okay. We'll do Weston, Kobe, Brianna, and then over here to Riley. Okay, Weston.
I got one that you can put for all of them.
What's that?
They help guide you.
Help guide. Okay. Okay, Kobe.
I'd say that people come to them more than elders for problems and stuff like that.
Trusted. Okay. Brianna.
Understanding.
Understanding.
They're chill. They're lit. They don't just say, hey, words to their mouth.
Okay. Riley.
Enlightened.
Enlightenment. Okay.
Yeah, the middle. Especially pointed towards the elders. They're enlightened. They don't want to pitch.
So it's helpful. You get helpful in the ministry. You get helpful in the
Oh, I did. Yeah.
helpful listening.
Okay. 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 What about teachers?
Teachers gotta teach.
They're smart.
They're smart.
Smart.
They know the Bible.
They're put in the middle.
Okay. Know the Bible.
Kind of
Wait.
same for all of them.
I know.
They're patient.
Wait, I have a.
Yeah,
Man.
very patient.
About the
Doing
religions
yourself.
that teach.
Abby just texted me and said, tell Ted that ministers only work on Sundays. Who's texting you? Abby.
I don't just work on Sundays.
Oh.
We need to work.
Ooh.
Weekdays too!
Open Monday.
Well, at least we got one viewer. Hey, Abby.
Open Mondays through Sundays.
Does anybody watch it?
Uh.
Well, other than Abby?
Well, as of right now, let me write this down real quick so I don't forget.
Yeah, most people here. So.
They all
And they
like
all
similar
have.
jobs.
Okay.
Can
As far as like, do we have any viewers on the live stream right now? The live stream is really set up at the moment for you all, so that if you miss class, like because you're sick or something else,
Where do you go to watch it?
huh?
3K.
Yeah, just
On
search.
YouTube.
It's in the like if you go out to band, the actual titles in band. And so just go out to YouTube and check it out from there.
So it's like just for us?
That's its primary purpose, but if you guys wanted to share the video with somebody else, you're more than welcome to share the video to somebody else so they can see it too. So, yeah,
I heard a thing about the teach.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be for all of them? Because at one point in time, elders and deacons will teach us something.
Yeah.
Ministers will teach us something.
Yeah.
Teachers will, of course, teach us something.
Members
Okay,
teach you
and that's why I've got this part right here because
Yes, I had to be empowered.
all right, that's why I've got this part right here about can they all have similar traits?
See.
Because somebody mentioned that and I thought that was a good point. So,
Yes,
Seth,
they can.
Seth.
Oh, I got it. Okay.
Okay, apparently you're not actually
Oh,
raising.
sorry,
your hand.
Daniel's watching the live thing.
Oh, okay.
Yes, they can.
Let me see me.
Okay.
See my photo.
As Riley said, they all
Scare my
have
shh.
and everything in the middle, I think they've all done that.
Okay.
For some.
So,
Except for, no?
Yeah.
What?
Like, in charge.
Oh, like, I mean, like in the middle, like everyone around it is done that in the middle.
okay, yeah,
Not everyone on the outside of the door, everybody in the middle.
Okay.
is doing it in the middle.
hold up. Let's go ahead and put the phone down, okay? So we can stay focused on what's actually happening, alright?
This is actually happening. It don't matter. Just pay attention.
Alright, listen up. Alright, now before we go any further, are visitors actually part of the church leadership?
Yes.
No.
No.
Aw.
Are members like active parts of the church leadership?
No.
Well, they could be.
Could be, but are they active? Like at that moment, are they?
No.
Whoa.
Right.
Gotcha. No.
Okay, yes, they can be, okay, but there's a difference between an elder, a deacon, and the ministers, huh?
What about older guys?
Yeah, I'm just not gonna even worry about that one right now. So,
I was a joke.
all right, but there's a difference between elders, deacons, and ministers, and members and visitors. Okay, obviously visitors aren't going to be a part of the church leadership. All right, members, while they can be, and while a member could be a deacon or an elder, all right, or a minister for that matter, just not all members are active leadership. Okay, and then the other thing I want to talk about is teachers. All right, are they actually church leadership?
No.
Right. All right. Now, teachers have a vital role in the church, but they aren't necessarily leadership. Okay? Now, these are good points to know about teachers. And like you guys said, a teacher is going to need to have some of these skills as well, but they aren't actual leadership of the church. An elder or a deacon or a minister can teach, but not every teacher is a leader in the church. All right. So let's break some of this down real quick, and then, by the way, I still want you guys to find verses for this stuff. Okay, but I want to point out some of this stuff real quick. So let's start off with elders. All right. Paul tells the churches whenever he starts going around, he tells Timothy in his letters to Timothy, start installing elders, right? And whenever he's going throughout the churches in Acts, he's installing elders, right?
Yes.
Do any of the people in those churches, do you guys remember any of them sitting there going, what's an elder?
I don't.
No.
I did it before.
All right. So what does that tell us?
That they knew what elders were.
Yeah, that they knew what elders were. All right. So based on that, let's look back at something else. All right. So we've said on a couple different occasions that when it comes to the Old Testament, that's right, OT, and the New Testament, all right, do you still see Old Testament things in the New Testament?
Yeah.
Right. All right. So, but what happens to it?
It's approved.
Yeah, there's some kind of change that happens between, sometimes, not all the time, but most of the time, you see some kind of change that occurs between Old Testament and New Testament. Okay? So like we have over here, sacrifice. How does sacrifice work in the Old Testament system? You kill an animal, right? Kill an animal. All right? So, when we go into the New Testament, how does sacrifice work? Jesus. Huh? Yeah. Yeah.
No, the first one and the second one.
This one?
No, on the sacrifice. Okay.
Oh. There. All right. So this is what we're talking about, though. Okay, that you have a system in place in the Old Testament, and then it kind of just gets a little bit transformed in the New Testament. All right. So if we have elders in the New Testament, what does that tell us?
There was some form of elder in the Old Testament.
There was some kind of elder in the Old Testament.
What do you use?
All right. Now, this is something really interesting that I just found out myself in the course of this week, is that elders in the Old Testament, all right, there are examples of it. You don't see it like blatant like we see in the New Testament, but elders in the Old Testament typically kind of stood at the city gates, basically, and they kind of made sure that that anybody that was coming into the city was somebody that was going to be safe, basically. The elders in the Old Testament were expected to be somebody that had strong family ties, somebody that managed their finances well, and somebody that knew the faith. Okay? And what they've started noticing as they've researched this is that that's actually not something that's strictly limited to the Israelite community. That in a lot of tribal communities, they follow the same process. Okay? So, the reason why Paul's able to tell New Testament churches, make sure you get elders installed, and they don't freak out, is because they already are used to the idea of elders. Okay? So, we said elders are number one. Why?
They make decisions like they decide the ministry strategy.
Okay?
They decide what's gonna happen.
Who chooses to make them number one?
People.
The people?
The elders, the other elders.
Maybe it's God, guys. Deacons. See, that's about God.
Alright? It's part of God's plan that the elders are in charge of the church.
Oh, they're asking like, who chooses who's and what.
Oh, sorry. No. Yeah. Yeah. It's God's decision that elders are over the authority in the church. That they're the head guys. Alright? And that's important because there are some places that will sit there and say that it's the minister, or that it's, some kind of council or whatever else. But that's not what God set up. Okay? There are some places that will look at people like David and myself and say, well, the minister's the guy in charge. I'm not in charge.
Ted says, give me a raise. I said, too bad.
That's right. Yeah, the elders are the ones in charge. Okay? Now, somebody said the deacons are number two. Why?
They're not as wise as elders are, because they're not old.
They could be
They
in
like the minor leagues.
There's not a lot of
Are there? How do we choose elders? Or how do we choose deacons?
The elders.
No, they
God.
the people.
People do.
The members.
The people.
But don't the members help in the decision-making process of who becomes an elder?
That's why Aiden said 5 people, 4 people, something.
That's why the
Help
members are
people.
Alright,
and
first off, are there requirements to be an elder?
Yes.
Okay.
Look at all of our elders now. Are they young men in their 20s?
Yeah, they're no, but they're
Aiden and Weston are going, and Javen and Holly are going, Dad's not that old.
My dad's older.
This is where it gets interesting. Okay, she brought up a good point. Okay, who chooses who becomes an elder?
The members.
The deacons,
God.
the other elders, the holy.
One at a time. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Okay, Jamin.
I think there's different ways to do it, right? Like sometimes they might have a vote, but other times it's other ways. Like they almost do the same way.
Okay.
Like sometimes the elders might appoint. Yeah.
Okay. Kobe.
I think the elders get in a group and they say, alright, they have a list of people and they say, is this person good? Who chooses the first elder? You gotta list the candidates. It gets a list of candidates.
And
Alright.
people vote.
That's like
Yeah. Typically, the way that most of us probably are accustomed to is this process where, you basically say, okay, who meets the requirements? And then of those people, who do we think should continue, right? And usually there's a process where people can say, well, like if Aiden was eligible to be an elder and somebody, went up and said, well, I don't think Aiden should be an elder, and they had reason to keep him from being an elder, then he gets pulled away. Aiden might have his name nominated to be an elder, and Aiden might say, I don't really feel qualified just yet to be an elder, okay? And so he might pull his own name from that running, okay? There's different ways that it goes about, but most of us are accustomed to that kind of process right there. Jaron brought up a good point of, well, how do you install the first ones? You need to put that thing down because it's going to be a nuisance, so just go and put it down. All right. All right. So, how do we install first elders?
People who establish the church,
The members.
like the church, our church.
Are the members the only people involved in that process?
No.
What do you mean?
Other
Who else is?
I believe
Other
that, yeah.
elders.
We wrote about it.
Other
I think the
elders.
members have zero say in it.
First come, first
I
served.
think it's just the first person that comes up.
But if you don't like someone that's in there, then you
I think
Members.
it's elders that's in it.
Oh my
Well, then
goodness.
gotta go
I
for
think
the-
that first come, first served.
You have to
First
figure out a
one.
first elder before you can have more elders. Jesus.
Establish the group.
Elders. Other elders.
First elders are, no, I know what they did. They're all, who wants to be an elder? I will.
Are members the only people involved in the process of choosing an elder?
No,
No.
deacons.
Other elders.
But how do you do the?
We're leaving somebody out.
Other guys.
Ministers.
You can pray.
Preachers. Jesus.
God.
Others. The mother.
The teens.
Teachers.
I give up. Father, Son.
Holy
Thank you.
How did we know to put Jesus?
Right.
All right. I want to emphasize this. All right. Because if you are part of a church that is fervently praying, you're dedicated in your prayers.
Jacob, be quiet. Yeah, Jay.
If you guys are part of a church that is dedicated in your prayers on selecting new leadership that's going to serve the church faithfully, then you have to believe that the Spirit is playing a part in that. That the Spirit is leading some people to say yes and some people to say no. All right? And that the elders are playing a part in the role of deciding yes or no. When we just went through this most recent elder selection process, we had several different prayers specifically focusing on that we as the church will respect the results. That we as the church would respect the results. So that when we found out these are the men that are going to be our new elders, we don't argue about it, we don't bicker, not just because we helped in the decision-making process, not just because the elders who God has appointed to be the leaders of our church have finalized this decision, but because the Holy Spirit is involved in this process as well. So, we talked about having a close relationship with God. They're chosen for a reason. And like I said, I want you guys to be looking for passages that relate to this kind of stuff for next week, okay? There are direct passages that talk about the requirements, okay? Weston's already pulling it up,
I got to.
okay?
There's
So-
131 scriptures about elders and stuff.
Yes.
Okay, if you can find passages in the Old Testament that talk about elders,
Oh, I got you right there.
all right? Wait for next week. But I want to challenge you guys. If you guys can pull passages that talk about elders, in the Old Testament, more than just old people, all right, actual leaders in the church or in the community, then I will bring a piece of candy for you. All right.
Okay.
All right. So, all right, let's talk about deacons. We kind of got started on this and then we went back a bit. All right. So deacons, we said they're number 2. Why?
Because
That's what God said.
Is it? Is it in there?
That's just what I'm saying.
yeah. No, it's what
Because
Paul said.
they
But
hate-
not
Is
what
it?
Paul is saying. So listen
Does
to your
Paul
elders.
say the deacons are number 2?
Yes. He
Yes.
says listen to your elders and then
Darn.
listen to your deacons afterwards.
Find out.
I think Abraham
just
put
saying
the
that
next
elders
Sunday.
put number 1.
Paul
All right.
said listen
Because
to
of
your elders.
All right. I want you guys to find out. Does the Bible say deacons are number 2? Does the Bible say that just because you're a deacon, you're going to become an elder next?
I will
All right.
figure it out.
Probably somewhere.
What about requirements? I'm going to put that up here too. I want you guys to find out what the Bible says the requirements are.
It's in,
For a deacon.
it's in either First or Second Timothy.
Okay. I'm also going to put how over here, and I'll just copy this. This part here is going to go down here as well. Okay. So now somebody talked. You guys talked a little bit about this part right here, that they help with money, maintenance, and programs and such. Do you guys remember who the first deacons in the church were?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
wasn't there
Nope.
Paul,
Archer.
Nope.
Mississippi
the
accent?
angel.
Are you talking about our church? Or?
Nope.
Like the
All right. I want you guys to find out who were the first deacons in the church and why were they installed.
The church.
Oh,
I think I remember.
one church.
Was
The
it to
very
help with
first
like the
deacons of the
widow?
whole.
Yes. Okay.
Nailed it.
All right. I still want you to find the verse, but yes, he's right.
What do you
The
say?
first deacons were installed because there were widows in the church that were being overlooked in the daily distribution of food. All right? And so the apostles and the elders decided it would be better for us to focus on teaching and spreading the gospel. We need qualified people who are trustworthy to handle this role. And so by handing off certain responsibilities, they were able to focus on things more like teaching and caregiving and so forth. All right? When you look at different titles for shepherds or for elders, shepherds is one of the titles that comes up because their role is to watch over the church, to make sure it's taken care of. All right? So, find the passages that deal with that. All right? Ministers. You guys said they're number 3. So we're number 3. Are we number 3?
Yeah, man.
Are we? Where's the scripture?
They go to you there somewhere in the room.
Do they?
No, I will figure it out and tell you Sunday.
Find out. Wednesday. Alright? Find out. Are they
Oh,
considered
you
number
probably
3?
won't be here next Wednesday, folks.
I will.
Okay.
I will.
Traffic?
I will.
No.
I don't think you
Oh, okay.
I will.
Alright. If you can't be here,
Sorry.
if you can't be here on next Wednesday, just text in what scriptures you found, okay? And make sure you list out as well what that's for and how it relates, okay? So that they're supposed to teach, that they're helpful, that they're smart, right? Wow. Yeah, smart, intelligent, bald. That's obviously not an actual requirement. I want to say that for the record.
I mean, you put it.
Oh,
yeah,
we find that
Oh, bold.
No, we can ball.
I said bald.
Okay, bold. Okay, that they're understanding, that they're trusted, and that they focus with the congregation, okay? I want you guys to look up the role of ministers. Where do you see ministers in the text? All right? So, all that being said, nope. Jam my finger into this.
What do you know?
I know.
All right.
What do you know? What do you know?
Okay, so for next week, I want you guys to find verses for all these. I'm gonna text it out to you guys through band. So Friday, we've got the area youth devo at the Yam.
Isn't there like,
I got a baseball.
I know that they call
If you can't
it,
make it, don't worry.
something deciding something.
Oh, I'm passing.
What?
Like, I know the children's home's going, I think.
Okay.
A couple of the, a cottage.
What's
or
the yam?
the school does.
It's over by,
It's
it's like,
being decided.
remember the courthouse?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
It's
not
like
sure.
down that
And
way.
then, but you have to go and be and decide after.
No.
Oh,
Oh yeah, no, she didn't work on this weekend. Okay, listen up. All right, so Friday at the Yam, 7 o'clock. All right. Saturday we've got our day to serve at the New Mexico Food Distribution.
Wait,
Please,
what day?
Saturday.
Oh, I have a track meet.
If you can't go, you can't go. But if you're available, just sign up on the sheet out there before you leave tonight. All right. March 26th, so this Sunday we're not having our youth activity, but we are going to play Know Your Neighbor during the meal, okay? So when we first sit down, just sit wherever you want to, but whenever we get started with the game, I want you guys to go and mix and mingle with everybody else, okay? We're gonna play that as a church. All right. Guys, those of you that signed up for communion devotionals, I need you to let me know what date you're going to be doing, all right?
I'll do the first one.
Oh, this
You
is
got the first one.
the way. This is.
All right. That's it for tonight, guys.
We're giving away a hoverboard.
God loves you as well.
Oh, for reals. Multiple youth pastors will be speaking.
I love seeing this.
Which is as long as.
Yes.
Hoverboard giveaway.